Hello everybody and welcome to today's live stream. Once again I'm joined by Marek and we're here to discuss some more Space Engineers. So I think everyone's here now. Hello.
Hello guys.
So let me just... So today of course we're going to be talking more about performance, both looking back on the most recent update and as well as talking about some of the responses we've heard back. We'll also be I guess asking you guys as well, just to put it down in chat in a little bit how performance has been for you and how multiplayer has been for you. But also, what I think we're going to kind of start with, we're actually going to look at some of the new render optimizations coming. It's coming very soon, basically, and this is less to do with physics, but more to do with render. And there's some significant improvements. So we're actually going to demonstrate that again with the stable build right now, and then with this prototype build, the difference in FPS. And fingers crossed, you should actually see that increase yourself. Oh yeah, significant improvements. Yes. So Marek, I don't know if you want to add what you heard personally, as you've been kind of monitoring comments and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like how do you feel last week's update went from your point of view?
Yeah, I think it went well, and I think people still expect optimization also in different areas than those which were optimized by the last week update. And Peter and other guys are working on this, so that's covered. What I think is best also for me is that we have proven after 1.5 years that we are still able to deliver good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we need to stick to this and keep optimizing one thing after another. And another important thing is that performance optimization is basically the main priority here. And every time someone wants to do something else, we kind of get him back to performance optimization. So we'll be working on this, I don't want to say if for a couple of months or how much, because then people will have different expectations. But let's say that maybe for a couple of months we'll be working mostly on performance optimizations, and if there are some hotfixes, bugs, that as well. But performance improvements are the main priority, and we will not stop until they are solved. Only then we will look on the other things.
I mean, from what I gathered, I saw some really good comments from people who actually, in some ways, their faith, had been. They were really encouraged to see that after this amount of time that there was tangible improvements. And one of the things was actually, some of you guys may have watched, but there was a video by Wasted Space, which I've watched, and he did some really, really interesting benchmarks side by side, because we have the option to roll back to previous builds. You can actually yourself experiment with how performance has changed over at least the last 4 or 5 major updates. So he covered some really interesting things there, and I know he was very positively surprised by the improvements. I mean, that comes back to there were still areas, like he was doing this race which before was unplayable. Now you can. He was able to play it with a bunch of people. I think he had 16 people all on this hover car map, and it was working. It wasn't like 1.0 sim speed, but it actually was playable. And this is one of the things that we should look at is more scenarios with SimSpeed and seeing what affects the SimSpeed in different situations. So yeah, there's more things to check out. I was going to say, in general, I think I've seen most people have had good experiences. I think there's a couple of hardware configurations which may have may have struggled, and I don't know. I know the team have been hotfixing. On Friday alone, there was 2 or 3 hotfixes. There was some issue with connectors, but that was fixed quite quickly. And there was something else which was also fixed quite quickly. What was what I was getting at here? So that was that, and also, oh yes, but there are some bugs that were in, and we are working on them. So thank you so much if you have been reporting those on the forums. I did say in the update video there was tons and tons of changes in this update, so it was going to be hard to get every single scenario tested, but we really do appreciate all the bug reports we're getting, because what's it here? Turrets, yes, we know about the turret bugs, Hamster. Yeah, we got those ones as well. So there's a number of things that we're aware of right now. There was artificial mass, but we are working on it really hard. And like I say, it was having that multi-threaded physics, like so much change. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
That and some other things as well was the optimization. By the way, we have Peter Minarik, the lead programmer and producer for Space, in the chat. He's Microgen. Or how would you spell it?
Is he there?
He's here.
Am I blind?
He's here.
Ah, there, of course he is. Yeah. So Microgen in chat is Peter, who was on the stream last week, and you can all give Peter a wave. So in general, guys, I'll ask you now, like, how are you? What in terms of performance? Did you feel? Have you felt the sim speeds? We'll go multiplayer in a second, but have you noticed yourself in your own worlds, your own games? Have you felt that increase in FPS, in sim speed, or even FPS as well? Because the FPS was affected. I'd be interested to see just here in chat, because I've been reading a lot of comments, YouTube, Reddit, all over the place, to see what people have been saying. And there's a lot of positive comments, actually. It's really great to see. Some people, who said the game wasn't playable for them before, is now playable. So it's great to see stuff like that. Yep, both FPS and sim speed have increased.
Yeah, the last update was mostly about the sim speed increases. If there was some FPS increase that, wasn't intended. No, I mean, of course it was, but that wasn't the key thing. And the render or FPS improvements will actually go kind of now or in following updates. And Joel, if I get it right, you actually want to show some of these preliminary improvements.
I want to show some of the new improvements right now. In fact, we can do it now. We can start by showing you the before. So I'll show it on this PC. Mainly because this PC isn't encoding everything, so I just want to show the real results. Significantly smoother, a boost from 0.2 to 0.4 on most of my worlds. So I guess you've got a bigger world there, RH. Multiplayer was great to play last week. That's good. It's good. There's some good comments. There's some good things points here. But yeah, like again, if you are having bugs, just really get those reported. So what I'll show you now is something that should excite you guys. These are render improvements from our own Chenda Render. And let me just get this set up. 1 minute. Can you behave? There we go. Okay. Oh, nah. Better's not here. Okay. Bugged some. Oh no, this one here. So there we go. All right. So I'll lock onto these. We're using the shift middle mouse button. And this is the current build. So this is the build that you guys have got right now. So I'll do Shift F11, bring up the FPS. We're currently at 45, 46 FPS. This is a 750 Ti, and what graphics have you got right now? We're on medium. Quality preset is medium right now. Okay. 750 Ti. It's not a top of the range card. It's mid, but I would maybe even argue low tier. Low tier for 750 Ti, and that is what most of our systems here in Keen are on. If you missed that, like most of our systems are running the same.
Oh, maybe even less.
Yeah, well, in terms of CPU, definitely, yeah.
And the reason is not that we are poor, but the reason is to actually like see how your changes to the game are impacting the performance. So there is like more pressure on the developers to not, and designers to not overdo it with like content and stuff, or like not optimize.
And I mean, it's actually it's because if we were all on like Titans or something crazy, then you're right, we wouldn't feel it. But also, you want to be pressured to making people who have lower end systems run better. So that's I think it's great that we do that. So here we're looking at 45 FPS. I'll fly around a little bit so you can see this is 16 red ships, and they are all moving. If I do a shift middle mouse button, you'll see. I don't know what speed they're moving at. Maybe not 20. Maybe a little bit less than 20. So here they are. They're all moving. No, it's not multiplayer, of course. This is just the local world where they're all moving. 47. Go from the back, go further away. And you'll notice one thing that I really want to point out is as I move far away, actually, can I try and hide those Steam notifications if I can? That would be quite good, wouldn't it? You'll notice, even though I'm 15 kilometers away, it still is like 50 FPS, right? And if I get closer, I can look around. It'll go up, of course, but looking at them, even from this distance, it'll still be like 49, 50, 49, 50, getting closer, 45, 46. So that's kind of the long distance look at the red ships. Now, if I get closer here, you'll see it will drop down a bit more to like 42, 43. Okay, so now I'm really inside all the ships and, well, closer to one of the ships. So it's gone down to 42, 43 minimum. And this is the build that you've got right now. So now I've seen this, we're going to switch to the new build which we're working on, which is this new render improvements, and you should see the game run at, hold on, you see the game run at 60, well, at least 60 when you're at a distance. Now let's see here. So you just remember those stats there in your head, and we'll see here, hopefully. Switching. So, guys, we are joined by Peter, who's in chat, who's our lead programmer. So I think he'll be answering some questions. He can also point out some more stuff about, give more detail about the stuff we're working on, and yeah, he can answer any questions he feels like, actually. Just 20 seconds, 10 seconds.
But Joel, I think Space Engineers looks better here on this monitor than on the TV screen.
Yeah,
because it's the rasterization, or I don't really know what is with this TV, right?
This is, you guys can't see it, but we've got two monitors on the desk here, but the PC that we look at is a TV, and it's true, it does look terrible. Like when you, especially on the desktop, you see it's all like, it's too sharp, it's over sharp, it's like colours are bad, so yeah, don't look at that. Yeah, the colours is
because I'm always looking there, and it's like, why it's so ugly? And now I see it here, and the lighting is better and everything.
It's actually it's interesting how much a monitor can affect how the game looks, because like the monitors that you have, and it's not a TN or IPS, it's a VA panel. The blacks are really inky, so yeah, it can vary quite a lot. Different monitors. So now we're going to load up. The exact same scenario here. You'll see it, and this is on the new render thing. So fingers crossed it. We did test it, so I'm expecting the same result. Yeah, there is that Phoenix, but with this TV, like, I think you'd struggle to get it right no matter what. It's just the color reproduction on it isn't the same as an IPS, because the other panels on the desk are IPS. So that would be probably why Marek is noticing a big difference there. Righty then, so now we're in the the new one, the experimental, I'll call it, Shift F11, we're now looking at 81 FPS. So this exact same, let me make sure all the ships are in sight. So make sure it's fair there, don't get too excited. So here, all the ships are visible, and there we go. So there we go. So all the ships are visible, and we have 60 FPS, 61 FPS. And that's up from like 45. So I think 45 to 61 FPS is quite significant. I don't know if you'd agree. I don't know if you guys like the look of that. So 68. And what's also exciting is beforehand, when we zoomed out, it would still be like 45. It doesn't matter if you're close up. Here's 71. It wouldn't matter if you're close up. It would be 45, and it'd be 45 all the way out here. But now I can come like 20 kilometers away, and it's actually 63. So that's I think it speaks for itself, doesn't it, Marek?
Mm-hmm.
If I come back in, I'll go do some other shots. That on the side here. So 90, 61. Well, I guess that's because I'm looking away, but yeah, all ships in view. It's around about 60, isn't it? And now you'll notice. Now I'll explain some things here, which Chenda explained to me when he showed me earlier. When I come close, you'll see it drop. This is the end of the line. So look, we're looking down still, but we're close up to one of the ships. You'll notice it will drop down to 55, 51, 47. So there's around about a 10 FPS dip, but in frames. And that is because it is now limited to the GPU, not the CPU. So it's now, the reason it's low FPS is the GPU's fault. Whereas before, the GPU would actually be limited by the CPU, which is why, like, even at a distance, you were getting like 45 FPS. So that's something that's really key here. So with a better GPU, this would be fine, even close up. But so hopefully you guys like the look of that, because this is, I think, so what's that, 25% improvement? Or yeah, that's right, I think. Such improvements, yeah. Trying to think of any other things I can do here. I'll tell you what we'll also do. What we can also do is a bigger ship. We'll try something else. So we'll hear this 16 red ships moving. What we could try, if you like, Mario, we can try a bigger ship maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll do is we can. I know I need to get one of. How is it? I need to get so. Do I check all the angles? But that's massive because, of course, you don't always spend time with all the ships next to one another. Often you're on a server and you might be 5, 10 kilometers, you might be all this many kilometers away from the bases. But now, if there's people playing in the distance, their ships moving is not going to affect your FPS, which I think is massive. It's really, really important. Because like I say, now it would have been like, even at this distance, if I take this off, you can see they're very small. The LEDs would be the lowest quality at this point, but it would still be like 45 FPS. It doesn't matter how far away you are. So let us do some switcheroonie here. I need to. And maybe, Marek, while I'm doing this, you could talk about the break-in.
Kinviar.
Yeah, you can tell the story.
Yeah. Actually, they did it maybe 2 weeks ago during the weekend, and Christina, who is the manager of Kinviar, she was sad, maybe crying, because it felt like someone has break into our place,
mm-hmm.
and also they stole her notebook. It was company notebook, but like hers.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing is that we are actually encrypting all these hard drives and everything, so it's just like hardware, it's not the data that was basically stolen. And they also stole some money, I think something like $1,500,
Really?
Yeah, actually quite a lot. And what else? And then some controllers, HTC controllers.
HTC Vive controllers.
Not the headsets, not the computers.
Just the controllers.
Kind of weird. Like if I was robbing the place, I would steal like much more stuff. And what else? Yeah, and just today she told me that they also stole these 5 copies of Space Engineers, and that's the reason why I actually decided to post it, because just like the hardware, it wasn't really that much interesting for me, but why would I steal 5 copies of Space Engineers? You know, it's weird because like you're going to sell it, you know, somewhere.
Yeah.
Or like give it as a gift to your family, you know.
Well, someone told me to keep an eye out on someone on Facebook was like, keep an eye out for people looking to rent 5 slot servers. Them and their friends. I don't know what the mindset was.
Maybe you can go through some of these shady places in Prague where they are selling, you know, like the second-hand stuff. How it's called? Bazaar? Not bizarre, but bazaar.
But bazaar, yeah, I know what you mean. Bazaar, like it's like a marketplace. Yeah.
And if there will be 5 copies of Space Engineers, then we know like it's from our guys. I think this was the first time that I was actually robbed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good though. I think there's worse things to be robbed, isn't there?
Like, I would expect that someone would steal the car or break into the car or something like this, or the house, or like someone would steal something from our office, you know, or something like this. But this never happened.
All right, so we're just loading this up here, guys. What are the chat saying about it?
Marek stealing tips.
What are your advice, Marek? What do you go for first when you break into an office?
Maybe the money.
The money first. Yeah. It's quick, isn't it? Quick and easy, untraceable.
Yeah. Maybe first I would analyze the place and see like what is the highest value and the lowest weight, you know, or what is not attached. So then I will put it on a list, you know, order by priority, and then just start taking things.
But it must have been quite a quick thing. It must have been quite a quick grab because they didn't have time. Like, otherwise, they would have.
There were some camera recordings. And
did you? Oh, can you see the people come in, or is it one? Is it one guy? Was it?
I think. Actually, I don't know, but they were saying like the people, so it sounded like 2 guys or 3 guys, and they had the heads. You know, like you cannot see the face.
You can't see the face. Yeah.
Maybe on some photo you can see the face. I don't know.
So welcome to everyone joining us still. Yeah, we were just currently trying to test. We just showed off the render performance improvements coming with the red ships of about 15 FPS improvements from 45 to 60. And now I'm trying to show something a little bigger, but I'm just waiting for the blueprints to load in Marek's stuff here. So just give me a second, guys. But yeah, I guess it wasn't like, did you contact the police or something, was it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because there is insurance and stuff, you know. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, that's good that it's the first time. Well, it's not good. It wasn't good, but it was like I didn't know that was the first time you've been robbed. Yeah, so are you normally very careful?
Well, maybe it's because usually I steal from people. So.
Oh God. Wow. So that happened. I see Rexar's in chat as well. I think, any of our other developer friends in chat tonight? I see Peter and Rexar there.
Look on
the stream, yeah.
Marek is the star.
Look quite good if you put it down so it's just like around your head, like, and then that way a bit, like that, yeah. Hallelujah. So we're now waiting for a blueprint here, and this is one of Commander Rotal's blueprints. And Commander Rotal is famous for building Star Trek recreations. So this is the Jennifer Hale, and I'm hoping to show you a difference in FPS with this. So we've shown you lots of red ships, but now I'm going to show you a big ship and see how this is going from performance, both stationary and moving, with the new render stuff. So we're on the new one now, so it's going to be a bit backwards. We're going to actually now show you the performance now, what it is now, and then we'll go back to the current build and show you it should be decreased in this current build. Marek steals the blood from their veins, apparently. I probably let the door open at 6 in the morning. Maybe that was, yeah, maybe. Is it paste? Oh, did I click? It will take a while. We might have to wait a couple of minutes here. Did I click? Double click? I can't remember. I think it's doing something. Hey Jim, how you doing, mate? There it goes. It's loading. It's a shame we didn't have because the thing is, if we had the keys, we could probably find out where they're activated. Because then if they were activated in the Czech Republic, they're more likely to be distributing friends. But if we knew what the serial number thing, we could probably find out which countries they were activated in. But it is really weird how they could have, at least if I was making a quick grab, I would have gone for the headsets at least, you know. Mm-hmm. But it seems weird just the controllers. See, player, it's funny you say that. We were talking earlier about. I'm going to link that in the chat for you guys. If you want to see some more examples of how this. Oh, there we go. There she is. I'll link up Wasted's video, and he really does compare before and after. So you can check out this link for Wasted's benchmarking, and he does a side-by-side comparison, and it's very interesting actually. And I actually want to show that to Petter as well. So here we are with the Jennifer Hale, and currently we're at 44 FPS, SimSpeed's 1, and what we'll do is we'll come and hop on it, and we're going to monitor how the FPS changes when it starts to move, because this is where the largest area of optimization has been, and it's the optimization of moving grids, because obviously the game has to do there's some matrices. What was it now? No, I'm not going to say that because I actually forgot exactly what it is, but there's lots of cool stuff. So now here we are on the ship. I'll get into the position at the front here, and then we'll start moving it. So, right, so we're looking at 50, 49, 51, 49, and I'm just going to go forward and go a little speed here. Let's see. So it's now moving, and the FPS is dropping to 46. So this is the prototype. So this is the new one. So you see there, the ship starts moving, and we know about this. This is a bug with turrets, which we're aware of. It's very weird. The actual barrels pop off. Don't know why it's happening, but it's. I think
maybe something is not updated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, you should say this to Chendo.
I've shown him. He knows.
Okay, he knows.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think as he's optimizing these world matrix updates, maybe he's not updating the matrix for this the barrel.
Yeah, I think that's right, exactly, because there's been lots of changes like that, and it would explain it. So I say it's going to be a little bit backwards here. So again, when it's stationary at this angle, it varies a bit. If I get closer, we're inside, it might go to 30. God, these Steam notifications. If I go offline, does that? Hold on a minute. Let me try something a second. I think going offline will fix that. Yeah, it will, won't it? That will help. Right, there we go. So inside will be 36. It might be different in different spots, but we'll keep it at the front, and we'll keep it at the same spot here, and just see that moving. So again, we're looking at 49 to 51. We start moving the ship, and it drops to about 47. Right, 46. So now we will switch. Let me just keep it moving as well. I'll switch to the current build. Very nice ship, by the way. USS Jennifer Hale. So we'll kill this and go back to here. Oh, actually no, I'll save it first. That'll be good. I'll call this 16 ships 2. So I have to copy and paste it in again. Right. But SimSpeed's 1. Oh wait, but I wasn't looking. Was SimSpeed 1, Marek? But it was moving.
Actually, I don't know. But it will be in the stream.
Yeah. Guys, what was this? I was concentrating on the FPS because these are the render improvements. But what was the FPS there? Sorry, the SimSpeed.
Maybe they can still see it, because...
Oh, it's delayed.
It's
yeah.
delayed.
but then they are.
Yeah, like, yeah, of course. I also think it was 1, but I don't know, to be honest.
It was 1. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it's 45 FPS while moving. And now we're going to hopefully see a degrade in performance. It seems weird to go this way, but this is the current build here. This particular stuff is all Chender's doing. It's all his render optimizations. And I think it's really key not having the GPU bound limited by the CPU. Sorry. So now we're back in, and I created the second one. And this is the one with Rotal ship. Okay, I can fix this a second again. Of course, this is going to happen. I have to go into the edit the. That's why I wanted to go the other way. Okay, so that's fine. Or I could just.
By the way, some people in the chat are talking about the performance on planets, and so I will just add that in these latest optimizations, we are not focusing on voxels or planets, so they will be done later.
I also have some, in a second, I also have some other things that we will be looking at performance-wise. Okay, let's find version. Or I could just recreate it. There we go. Little hack there, should do the trick. There we go, good. Real professional, I know. I forgot about that one. That was it. So one of the things is sound, because I don't know if you guys know about it, but sound in games and sound in Space Engineers can cause massive performance drops. And that's one of the areas that, sorry if I accentuate that a little bit, but they can cause performance drops. And not in normal situations, actually. It tends to be when there's lots of collisions going on, right? So this is something that we're also looking at. That will be an area of optimization to come. I think they've started looking at that now. I don't know exactly.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Right.
Unless Petr is working on it, but Chendo is optimizing render, and Petr, I don't know what exactly. Probably he's fixing these hotfix things right now.
And for example, that tank by Bruce Lee, that tank, one of the major performance issues with that tank is actually the sounds, because of the collisions going on. So here we are in the old. It's not the old, it's the current build, public build. And let's see here. Okay, so we're at 49 stationary. But now if I move, it is a bit worse. I did test this. 42, it is still dropping, okay. So this is a little bit better. You can see this little bit, it's still kind of going down a bit there. Well, I'm moving camera here, so see. If I lock onto the grid as well, that's better. At this distance, right. So even in this state, it's not as noticeable as the Redship test, but there's still some gains in FPS there. This is the current version, yeah, prototype version. what will be interesting to see is at a far distance, because this is what will be very interesting, because this is now at a further distance, and it's relatively high. It's actually quite high, but I didn't test that on the other build, but yeah, it's all crashes. Cool. Well, I think we'll actually leave it at that, because I say it's higher, but it's not as significant as the Redshift one. Actually, no. Okay. And the sim speed kind of drops. This, I don't know if this would have dropped in the previous builds, but the sim speed again, even on this which is the current build with all these sim speed stuff, is at 1 as well, which is great to see, actually, because it was really the thing with this latest patch that we focused on was ships moving, basically. Okay. So, what else have we got to cover today? I think Petter's still in the chat answering questions here. We've nearly covered everything that we wanted to do today, Larry. We've been going for about 40 minutes. I don't know if you wanted to do...
Maybe that's all.
It's all for today? Yeah, we can leave it at that. It was mainly to show you guys the... It was made to show you guys the that situation with all those red ships moving. So yeah, and we can walk it's alright.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, cool.
That's it for today.
And we'll be back next week again with more updates and more news on optimization. So thank you for coming, guys. I hope you're excited by all these the new stuff that we've got working on. And again, if you missed the stream and you're just coming late, definitely catch and watch back. And the main thing that we showed off was for basically this scenario here, which is 45 FPS, even at far distance kind of thing. And now that's 60. So there's some definite improvements there. And I really can't wait to see these in your hands too. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Mary, for coming. And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.